Good day, my name is Wilma Cacayan. So for today's video, I will tackle about the laws related to tourism investment and finance in Chapter 12. Objectives enumerate the procedure in setting up a tourism-oriented business and explain the laws governing tourism investment and financing tourism-oriented project. Next is discuss the business models applicable to tourism project. And next is that enumerate the various taxes application to tourism-related establishment and discuss the limitation of foreigner in tourism investment. So, the Foreign Investment Act of 1991 is a Philippine law that aims to promote foreign investment in the country by providing a conducive environment of foreign business to operate. The key objectives of the Act are to encourage economic development, create jobs, opportunities, and facilitate technology transfer and skills development. So, the Act allow for 100% foreign ownership is the most industry, subject to certain limitation and restriction on certain sensitive sectors such as defense and security related industries. So, foreign investors are also afforded national treatment, meaning they are treated the same as domestic investors, ensuring a level playing field in terms of investment opportunities. So, under the Foreign Investment of Act of 1991, foreign investors are entitled to repatriate their investment and profits from their ventures in the Philippines. So, the law also guarantees the remittance of earnings and payment for imported goods and services and providing a sense of security and predictability for foreign investors. To attract more foreign investment, the law streamlines the registration and reporting requirements for foreign investors, making it easier to them to establish and operate business in the Philippines. So, additionally, the Act provides for incentives and benefits to qualified foreign investors, such as incentives, exemption, and other forms of support to encourage long-term investment in the country. So, overall, the Foreign Investment Act of 1991 is important of peace legislation that aims to attract foreign capital and technology and expertise to the Philippines, contributing to economic growth, job and creation and industrial development in the country. So, a corporation, partnership, and sole proprietorship are three common form of business and entities that individuals or group can choose when starting a business. So, each type of entity has its own characteristic advantages and disadvantages. So, corporation. Corporation is a legal entity that is separate from its owner, known as shareholders. So, shareholders own the corporation by holding share of stock in the company. Corporation offers limited liability protection to shareholders, meaning their personal assets are generally protected from the debts and liabilities of the business. Corporations have perpetual existence, meaning they continue to exist even if the ownership or management changes. Next is the corporations are subject to extensive deregulation and governance requirements, including filing reports, holding annual meetings, and comply with various state and federal law. And corporations are taxed separately from their owner, and meaning they are subject to corporate income tax on the profits, and shareholder may also on dividends received from the corporation. So, when you say a partnership in a business is a structure where two or more individuals share ownership and responsibility for business. So, partnership can be general partnership where partners share profits, losses, and managerial duties equally. So, a limited partnership where one or more partners have limited liability are not actively involved in the business. So, partnership do not have provide limited liability protection, meaning partners are personally liable for the debts and obligation of the business. Next is the sole proprietorship. So a sole proprietorship is a business owned and operated by a single individual. A sole proprietors had a limited personal liability for debts and obligation of the business. So meaning their personal assets are at a risk. So sole sole proprietorship are the simplest and most common from a business structures with no formalities required established or the operates of the business. So sole proprietorship are easy to dissolve and transfer as they're directly tied to individual owners. So ultimately, the choice between corporation partnership and sole proprietorship depends on factors such as the desired level of liability, protection of tax consideration, management structure, and a long-term business goal. So it is important to carefully consider the advantages and disadvantages of each business structure before making a decision. Transportation business, public utilities, travel agencies, tour operators, hotels, and other accommodation establishments can offer various opportunities for investors looking to diversify their portfolios and capitalize on the growth potential of this industry. So, transportation business. So, investing on transportation business such as airlines, railroads, shipping companies, and logistic firm can be lucrative opportunity due to the essential nature of the services and enabling the movement of goods and people. So investors can consider investing in companies that are well positioned to benefit from trends such as obligation, globalization, e-commerce, and urbanization, which drive the demand for transportation services. Next is the public utilities. So, investing in public utilities, which include industry like water, gas, electricity, and telecommunication providers, can offer investors a stable and predictable return. So, this industry typically operate as regulated monopolies or oligopolies, and ensuring steady cash flow and relatively low risk. So, investors can consider investing in companies with a strong market position and solid regulatory relationship and a track record for providing reliable services. Next is a travel agency and operator. So, investing in travel agency and tour operators can be a rewarding opportunity as the tourism industry continues to grow globally with increasing disposable income and changing consumer preferences and easier access to travel information. There is growing there is a growing demand for travel services. An investor can consider investing in the companies that offer a unique and personalized for travel experiences and cater to a specific niche market or leverage technology to enhance their offering. So, last is hotel and other accommodation establishment. So, investing in hotel, resort, and other accommodation establishment can provide investor with exposure to the hospitality industry, which benefits from trends such as increasing travel and tourism, raising a disposable income, and changing lifestyle. Investor can consider investing in well-known hotel chains and boutique hotels and alternative accommodation option like vacation and rental as hostels. So, investing in transportation, business, public utilities, and travel agencies and tour operators, hotels, and other accommodation can offer investors a diverse range of opportunities to capitalize on the growth potential in this industry. So, however, investors should conduct thorough research, assess the risk opportunities associated with investment, and consider the investment objectives and risk tolerance before making investment decision. So the Little Trade Law has several applications for restaurant, shops, and tourism projects under the Build, Operate, Transfer or BOT program. So for restaurant and shop, the Retail Trade Law sets guidelines and regulation on how business can operate in the retail sector. This includes rules on licensing, registration, pricing and advertising, and consumer protection. Restaurant and shop must comply with this regulation to avoid legal issues and ensure smooth operation of their business. So, for tourism project under the BOT program, the retail trade law is important in ensuring for competition among business in the tourism sector. So, the law prohibits monopolies and unfair trade practices, so which can have negative effect of the tourism industry. By complying with the retail trade law, and tourism project can promote fair competition, attract more tourists, and contribute to the growth of the overall tourism sector. So overall, that retail trade plays a crucial role in regulating business in the retail and tourism sector, ensuring fair competition, protecting consumer, and promoting growth and development in this industry. So by adhering to the regulations set out on the retail trade law, business can operate successfully and contribute to overall economic development of the country. Invoice. Invoice is a document issued by a seller to a buyer that lists the product or services provided and amount due for them. It serves as a request for payment and provides details such as quantity, price, or terms of sale. Next is a sales invoice. A sales invoice is a document issued by a seller to a buyer to request payment for goods or services provided. It is used to record the sale transaction and serve as a legal record of the sale. Next is a purchase order. Purchase order is a document issued by a buyer to a seller to request a purchase of goods or services. It outlines the products or services needed, quantity, price, terms of sale, and delivery details. Next is a bill of lading. Bill of lading is a document issued by a carrier to a shipper that serves as a receipt for the goods being shipped. So it also functions as a contract of carriage and title document, and providing details about the shipment and confirming that the goods have been received of the transport. Next is a warehouse receipt. A warehouse receipt is a document issued by a warehouse operator to depositor that serve as a proof of ownership of goods stored in a warehouse. It provides details about the stored goods, their quantity and condition. It can be used as collateral for financing purposes. So next is a true receipt, not a standard in terms of business terminology. It may refer to documents that serve as true and accurate record of the transaction of receipt of a good of the services. Next is the letter of credit. Letter of credit is a financial document issued by the bank on behalf of a buyer to guarantee payment to a seller for goods or services provided. It provides assurance to the seller that they will have received payment of they will fulfill terms of condition of the letter of the credit. Next is the foreign exchange. Foreign exchange of Securities law is a set of regulations and statutes that govern the issuance, sale, and trading of securities such as stocks and bonds. This law aims to protect investors and ensure transparency and fairness in the financial market. Next is a foreign investment law refers to regulation that govern the investment of foreign entities or individuals in a country economy. This law typically aims to attract and regulate foreign investment to benefit the country economy while protecting national interests. Next is a tax law. It's a set of regulations that govern the imposition and collection of taxes. This law determines how taxes are calculated, assessed, and collected as well as provided guidelines for tax planning and compliance. Next is the land use environment. Law regulates the use of land of natural resources as well as the protection of the environment. So this law governs zoning, construction, pollution control, and resource conservation to ensure sustainable development and environmental protection. Next is tourism development. Law regulates the tourism industry and aims to promote and regulate tourism activities. So, this law covers issues such as licensing, tourism infrastructure development, and tourism promotion to maximize the economic benefits of tourism while minimizing negative impact. Consumer protection law is a set of regulations that protect consumers from unfair or deceptive business practices. So this law provides consumers with rights and remedies in cases of fraud, false advertising, product defects, and other unfair practices. Unemployment law governs the relationship between employers and employees, including hiring, firing, wages, benefits, working condition, and discrimination. So this law to protect the rights of workers and ensure fair and equitable treatment in the workplace. The Special Economic Zone Act of 1995, also known as Republic Act of 7616, was enacted by the Philippines government to promote the establishment of a special economic zone or the Special Economic Zone of Act in the country. So these are designated geographical areas with unique economic regulation and incentives aimed at attracting investment and promoting economic development, generating employment, and boosting exports. The Act provides legal framework for the creation, operation, and management of ZIC in the Philippines. It allows for the establishment of both government-operated and privately owned ZIGs, with the latter being subject to certain qualification and guidelines set by the government. So, under Act of ZIGs are granted various fiscal and non-fiscal incentives to attract investors, such as tax exemptions, duty-free importation of capital equipment and raw materials, simplified custom procedures, and streamlined regulatory processes. Additionally, ZIGs are given autonomy in managing and their own operations, including the administration of labor laws and regulation, land use planning, and environmental policies. So the Special Economic Zone Act of 1995 aims to create a conducive environment for investment and business development in the Philippines, and ultimately contributing to sustainable economic growth and industrialization in the country. Barangay macrobusiness is a business concept that focuses on promoting economic development and entrepreneurial activities at grassroots level, specifically within barangays, which are the smallest administrative division of the Philippines. A barangay is equivalent to a village or neighborhood in other countries. So, the idea behind barangay macrobusiness is to encourage and support local residents in starting their own business while their communities with the goal of generating income, creating employment opportunities, fostering entrepreneurship, and building of sustainable and local economy. So, key features of barangay macro includes support of micro, small or medium enterprises, access funding and resources, community development, and localized commerce. So, barangay macrobusiness is a grassroots approach to economic development that empowers local residents to create a growth business with their communities, fostering self-reliance and economic and community resilience. Wage and labor laws govern employment practices and tourism business, ensuring fair treatment of workers and